questions if you have any. The only note I would make is that I think we all saw the email that these statements were prior to the receipt of the funds from the sale of the property, so that's not posted here yet, but will be in next month.
That explains the Tony Farm fixed asset going in for 65?
Yeah. Yeah, the balance sheet hasn't been
Yeah,
adjusted
right.
yet. and,
Got it.
reflect that. Alex. Any questions?
No question.
Well, it looks like, in terms of budget, we've done a pretty good job with our budgeting. And, there's still some moving parts with Richfield, but, everything else seems to be going, in the right direction here. Any, new or unfinished business from the staff? No. Okay. Boring.
Yeah.
Good and boring, that's what we like. All right.
Your email.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know if you wanted to discuss that. Here, executive session. I do have an
I
executive
think
session.
it's an executive session, probably discussion, isn't it? Because we're talking about
Contracts and,
contracts and property.
You don't have enough for audit and finance.
You had a,
Wait till projects, can't we? Do we have enough for any?
no one else is joining.
Not in person.
We can talk after. If we choose.
what is it?
It's a quorum of your,
To go into executive session,
if
you
you're
have to make a
gonna
motion.
officially make a motion to go into executive session, you need a quorum to make the motion.
Don't we have
So since we've
six?
been doing everything virtually. Yeah,
But
but you're not
actually,
actual members of the committee, you're here. Members of audit and finance are Jeff, Patricia, Craig, and Andrew, and you don't have Andrew and Craig here.
I am too.
Well,
I'm not enough.
your names are on there, but,
No.
yeah, sorry.
Don't
is
think
there-
you're doing projects.
I don't even know what committee's on.
Do you have quorum for the governance committee?
We don't have Andrew, we have, oh, yes, we do, I'm sorry.
So make it the executive
Yeah,
session,
you
go
have
into
Dave.
governance and go into the executive
Yeah,
session
you
here.
forgot.
Question
Thank
on your
you,
point
that's,
that you made
do you need a job?
There you go.
Yeah, no, I do not need another job.
by email, looking at cash flow based on land sale.
Last we said was, let's see when the closing is.
Right.
We get that done, we're gonna look at where we need to be in terms of paying back the, non-interest bearing note as well, so that's the next step
Okay.
for us.
Great.
So if there's nothing else or any other new unfinished business, we can go, what's the order we want to go?
You can go into governance if projects, yeah, you wanna go to governance, you can,
Sure,
so we'll adjourn audit and finance.
we need a motion.
I can't.
You don't have anyone.
We don't have
Technically
anybody.
never.
How did we go?
Technically,
These are more informative because
We
you
did.
guys wanted to do.
Yes.
So these are more informative meetings.
This
Couldn't take any action.
Sorry, governance, correct.
so
Yeah.
Sorry.
just-
It's all yours, Andrew.
We're doing governance.
Okay. Sorry, hold on one second.
It's just chair comments and then new and unfinished.
Yeah, no, no comments, but do we want to move? First of all, do we want to do an update about the staffing piece? Do we need to formally do that in terms of our committee? Before we move to this executive session we want to do?
Yeah, I think we certainly can. Appreciate you want to do an update or I can do an update.
Terrell accepted the job at the amount that we suggested in our executive session. He'll be here at 9 o'clock, meeting with staff and with Cheryl and talking about start date and all those other kind of things. That's left to that group to do. He's very excited. He was here last week looking at places to rent and all that kind of good stuff. So
Does he have a family?
he has something.
Okay.
He has, I think he has a spouse or a partner or
Okay.
something like that.
Good
There's
notion.
another person, but I don't know whether he has kids or not,
Okay.
or any of that stuff, so. So we're excited. We hope
Yes.
everybody
Yeah.
else is excited. And I think the transition, Cheryl, you're probably gonna has a great idea for a transition of him, and I'm sure with Jody, it'll be a good opportunity for him and for the IDA.
Yeah, so I've shared that with everybody, met with Jody and kind of developed what 30, 60, 90 days looks like, and then we'll kind of park things that are post 90 days, and we'll assess at each 30 days in terms of if we're ready to move on to the next, for each of the different core responsibilities that he has. So meet with him today and just kind of talk through that, make sure it meets his expectations and kind of work through all that detail that Patricia put in.
Need a motion for
We-
executive session or?
I just wanted to say the kind of PR part of this, we obviously haven't officially announced anything. So I think, I know at some point Cheryl, it is planning on putting out a statement, and I assume, on the county board side, that we would be able to give, that kind of formal announcement and information about his position to the county board, and obviously introduce him. We just haven't had that opportunity, or we were waiting for these other final details to get worked out. So
Yeah, so that would be my plan, is sending a message to the county board reps, just introducing him once we get a start date. Hopefully here today we define that. If there's any other, this is new to me, so if there's any other kind of announcements or releases that anyone is thinking about, I guess let us know.
So we're kind of on hold as far as introducing him around until the announcement.
So we've got basically in that 30-60, so Jody's identified quite a few of the organizations that we work closely with, which is the focus for the first 30 days. And then the next 30 days would really be focusing on kind of working with board members in terms of introducing community players. So Dave, we've provided a great list of several individuals or businesses to get them out to. And I know you and Tom are pretty well connected, even if you want to take him for a day and take him around to meet some different players,
We can use a country club Chevy vehicle.
vehicle. But so that's a
Wait a
list.
minute. That's my car. So what I'm saying is that we're not doing anything until the announcement and the introduction to the county, right?
Yes, yes. And again, I want to get his start date, because obviously then we want to get him to settle in the
Yes, sir.
community and allow him, and then we can start that. Yep.
So now I think we're looking to go into an executive session. I obviously can't make that motion or vote, but I assume somebody on the committee.
A second.
So, yeah.
So we're closing out governance committee. Is that our next
Yeah,
step?
so we came out of executive with no action taken. And then, yeah. Adjourn the governance. I'll make the motion.
Okay, we're ready to go for projects, is that correct? All right, the chair doesn't have any comments. Keep it short. Jody, you have new active leads to talk about?
Well, one of our old, that's taken over a year, has come to fruition, which is supposed to be a specialty. They did acquire on August 1st. Delayed, but they did acquire 34 acres of the property. I did talk to Sean Clark on Monday. He was out last week. He indicated that certainly understands that the IDA would like to issue a press release, although he's not a big PR person, so whatever you want to issue, sure we get a quote that we're going to be using from her. And we'll issue that later today, probably. He is excited about it. He says he's got one project he's finishing up in Delhi. And then he's going to turn his attention to coming up with a real new master plan for this park. And he expects to submit applications to us probably early next year for another round of expansion plans and all that.
Great.
And he's worked well with the Delaware County IDAs, who's fully familiar with pilot agreements and sales tax exemptions.
So on on your leads list, again, just a little confusing, because status is you're actually putting what they're looking for instead of like, what is the actual status? I'm assuming if it's grayed out, it's not eligible, or we don't have property that meets their needs, or they pulled out. Is that accurate? So I just feel like, again, if you wanna put what their needs are, is there's a new column to be created here with with the needs, and then the status should really be reflective of, we can't meet their needs, or,
Okay.
right, it's just, they found something else elsewhere. I think it's good for us to understand where we're not meeting needs versus where they're just not finding something that fits there.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Interestingly too, was that from you, Patricia? You're sending them to my emails. I never got it. On the meeting last night regarding the data center rezoning.
I'm sorry.
Apparently there was a meeting last night on rezoning
The town room.
the town of Oneonta for the data center. Did you know anything about that, or did anyone know anything about that?
I know.
That was for me, okay,
I didn't send you.
okay.
I don't, it was,
I don't know. I'm looking at
was,
the site and it's lights of it on. I did.
Cheryl,
Yeah,
my understanding just from, some emails that went around, on the county side, that people were gonna show up, but I don't think it was on the agenda.
okay,
That was my understanding.
An article in the Daily Star that a lot of people showed up. The town board meeting. on
Yeah,
Friday.
to share their comments, but I don't think it was actually on their agenda for business.
Oh, to take action, you mean?
Right, yes, yep.
I don't know, that, the article.
Do we know if that's a real deal, that's somebody's working in?
Yeah, the property was purchased, Craig, what you feeling, what you know?
For the data center. And originally, the town said no. And then trying to get it back.
So they already bought the property with the intent of it?
and this is the
I
same
don't,
one.
I don't know the inside whether they.
They purchased, they purchased property.
I don't know if that's.
So we have an organization that has purchased property for the intent of the data center. It's not zoned appropriately for that. The town has said no to the zoning of that, Greg?
And they don't have the energy,
What's that coming to us though?
right?
The
So
Daily
we-
Star
they've been-
question was, did we know about it, are we involved? That's all I.
So this is the same company that we have been
Yes,
approached by.
Oh, okay.
I got an email Monday from State on this project, and they said, we received summary results of the high-level engineered capacity study for a proposed AI data center at 357 County Highway 9 in Oneonta. Our planning team has found that upgrades will be required to serve the requested 3 megawatt load at that site, and alternative could be reduced their load to 1 megawatts without any impact to our transmission system.
Oh, we have electricity, how about that?
The biggest issue with this right now is, well, the residents don't want it at that location. They don't have enough power for what they plan on expanding to, and they'd have to significantly upgrade the electric there. And it's really the water consumption that to cool this is not available.
Just a minute. So like they take this water and they burn it off into steam, they consume the water. I think they borrow it. Cooling, it still goes to Otigo. So it isn't like it creates a drought. In the Pacific or Southwest, right? Water's scarce and in abundance like here, Susquehanna basically never turned on an economic project out of the water. The aquifer sitting. So the fact that it consumes a lot of water, it borrows it, it cools the temp for cooling and still sends it to Otigo. So, you know, it's not like it's going to create a drought. And we just have to understand it's an asset we have in our water. We can do things, I don't want to, I'm not a fan of data centers.
Where are we involved?
Tim says they're not paying us jobs, but it's not a water consumption.
Or should it be? But I didn't even know.
Yeah, so I think that, like, knowing that nothing was definitely action taken, I mean, I think it's still back into the project proposal hands in terms of what's the benefit, and is it something ultimately that you propose for our involvement or not? I mean, I think last time we discussed is data centers tend to take and not give, and so, you know, is that something that's not really gonna create jobs, it's not really going to, so ultimately,
It would create jobs. if it came to fruition.
Construction. Well,
Construction, but then after the fact, no.
It doesn't,
No, it creates.
Data
numbers
centers
of
sit and don't have people
they have a few people.
Yeah, like-
Not many.
monitoring power and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
maintaining the facility.
And it talks about how much it takes from the resources of the area, water, power, all that kind of stuff. And so ultimately, I think it comes down to the mathematical equations we have in our project proposals and benefits from an economic development standpoint. My guess is this isn't gonna add up to anything, but I think I guess in time will tell if they come back to you and continue to work with you.
Yeah, it had a bunch of hurdles to get over before we.
We get
become
involved, yeah.
What, just, Tim's got the daily story.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of getting a zoning change and the company pulled their application out temporarily. According to the Haley's.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, everybody has my project, reports. Anybody had any questions?
Yeah, the no bid submission.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask George to contact all the firms and find out why they do.
How long was the document that they received about the specifications for what they needed to do?
Like half a page.
Half a page?
Yeah, when we posted it, we sent it to them, so.
I'm interested to
I think
hear
it was
what,
8.
It
pardon me,
wasn't complicated, it was just basically tell us how you. would-
big firms, you said?
Yeah.
And what the cost would be.
Canadian ones?
Yeah,
but it was specific about what they would do with stumps, what they would do with concrete and all that, what they were required to do.
They could either haul it out, they could grind it up and put it on the site. It was up to them to come back, it was a request for a proposal from them, how they would do the work to clear the site.
Oh, okay. So we didn't provide specifics, they were gonna come back.
You know?
Okay. That, I didn't realize that, sorry.
People,
So they,
They could grind the trees up, they could haul them off after they cut them down. It was a proposal to say what can you do to clear the site.
All these companies that are clearing solar sites, I'm surprised, it's 8 acres isn't that big. That's that kind of project.
the only thing I'm thinking is that
Maybe
the,
it's too small.
that the proposal was so late in the season that they, you know, and we always knew, Tim knows this well, that projects like school projects, you had a deadline where you wanted all your plans in, and so you could go out for bids way ahead of the construction season, because these companies are lining up work. So, you know, they may have filled up their summer with work based on whatever the solar projects or other things. And so this was not something, because it wasn't very specific, they weren't gonna spend a lot of time dealing with this. And because their machines and their operators are pretty well tied up. Was there a timeline put on this or not?
No. That was open-ended as well, get back to us when you can do the work.
Okay, that's interesting.
Good job.
I think the phone calls will figure out, maybe why they didn't.
Phone calls.
Be interesting, that's really important to find out why they didn't bid.
Yeah.
can I get a copy of it?
the list,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the list.
The
what you sent
RFP.
out, Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to catch.
I'll just send it to the board.
Yeah, good idea. Great.
It's on our webpage.
Oh, yeah, it is under our request for proposals on our webpage, but
Oh,
I'll
it
just
is?
send the link,
Okay.
so you don't have to navigate.
Some of us are still, not so good.
Yeah, because of that, we don't really have an estimate of the cost.
Project leads, trackers, any new and unfinished business for the project committee? Any new and exciting? Have we had any more conversation about where we're gonna develop next for a,
Okay, Deb, I'm gonna tell you this one more time, it's in his goals, and it will be presented in the October-November timeframe.
okay? Let's go to page.
I have one last question. The last part.
We're talking.
Talking about potential repair at the Axis building. There was something was.
We're repairing something.
Did you get the picture I sent you?
No, I did not get the picture you sent me.
Yeah, I joked.
I think you,
about that.
I don't have my phone, it's out of my desk.
Oh, you weren't there.
I'll send it.
Please.
Yeah. On the northern Eagle side of the island.
Yeah, it's a big section now.
We talked about it our last.
Last
I think
week.
the same section that was sealed over, we hired somebody to do it last year, or else it's additional damage, so.
Maybe you should reach out to the company that did that work. and
Yeah,
say,
he has
"My
like
business is
JMS,
working."
yeah,
They'll probably bring you pictures and an explanation.
yeah.
Hey, any other new updates, there's nothing to worry about, we gotta get going, all right. I guess we're moving there. No?
So moved.
Second. You don't need a second.
So Jeff, are you